Can you hear me okay? Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me okay, Jordan?
Yes, I hear you. Okay, and I'm being told that I can be heard. So welcome, everybody. I was just commenting Japan's doing very well in this event. They're up to 4.
And they had a super last round against the Netherlands to move up to 4th.
Yeah, and Italy continues to lead the event. Italy, of course, a monster superpower in the world of bridge.
And this pair is easily one of the top pairs in the world, Butch and Madala. Very, very fine pair. So East-West looks like they play a 5-card major system. Their one club opener bid can be on as few as 2. And they do have several artificial bids and relays in their system. So we'll try to get through those as they come up.
It looks like if you set out to try to lose 4 tricks, you conceivably could. Japan has already made this with an over trick, which seems excellent.
And the North-South here also play a 2-over-1 system. Again, their one club opener may be as short as 2, and their one no-trump range is varies from 10 to 13 up to 15 to 17, I guess, depending on vulnerability and position.
I just grabbed some hummus and pita left over from dinner. We agreed, didn't we, that there are no calories in anything eaten while commentating on FuGraph?
Yeah, and after 11 o'clock also. That's Pacific Daylight Saving Time.
Perfect. So I'm covered both ways. Okay.
So you may just play the ace, king of hearts here, and then dump a spade on the diamonds if the heart queen does not fall.
Yeah. And once it does, it'll be the same, making 5.
Right, life is a lot easier when the queen falls. And as you mentioned earlier, Jordan, the top four spots right now currently have the U.S. Monaco, and Japan is a mild surprise to be that high up. They've done very well so far in the tournament.
After the early going, where they were pretty bad off.
The critical eighth spot seems to be a four-team race. Sorry, go ahead, Jordan.
No, I was just saying this is kind of a tough bid here for West. 2-No Trump sort of looks like the standout, but you could see votes for a few other calls, I think.
An interesting three-club call by East here. Well, if he's allowed to play three club tricks with a suit breaking, a diamond, a heart, and a spade. With any other lead, he's going to have to rely on some breaks in order to get his ninth trick. And a diamond lead would be the most devastating lead for him. Probably a spade lead would be the second most devastating.
Well, basically, without a heart, he doesn't have 9 tricks and isn't going to come to them because South will get in and lead the heart through.
And that will hand the ninth trick there. So, well done.
Bridge is an easy game.
Yeah, too bad we don't have David Bird here to let us know what his book would recommend.
Well, one thing's for sure, this can only be good for Japan. At worst, it'll be about a push.
Well, it's going to be a push.
Could be a big push.
Jordan, it's going to be a push because then the same contract and Versace got the 6 of hearts lead in at the other room.
Okay.
So this is similar to how Japan started with the Netherlands. They had, I think, 4 straight push boards, and then all of a sudden, Japan marched to a 42-0 lead on the Netherlands before, I think, finally settling for a 42-3 victory or something around that.
Yeah, 43-4 was the final, but still highly impressive by Japan. Bit of a surprise for them to be quite this high, but very good showing.
In the write-up section, Mario is explaining the lead styles of the Italians. Third and fifth against suit, and they play attitude, or if you want to call it super attitude, lead against no trump, which basically means you just lead low from any holding that you like to suit in. So you can be the fourth, fifth, or sixth best in that suit. You don't just lead third best or fourth best. And obviously one of the big advantages of that is the declarer very rarely knows what the distribution of the suit is initially.
Yeah, 5 clubs would also make. With the right view.
Well, 5 clubs, you're a little more nervous because the lead is coming from the south hand. Remember, it's east who bid clubs. So you lose the first 2 hard tricks, and then you have to find a way to get rid of the extra diamond.
Well, in either case, you'll come to 4 plus 0 plus 1 plus 6.
So with the spade suit breaking, 7 tricks will be easy. Now the question is if there are any over tricks to be made here. Main source for the over tricks would be, looks like, the club suit.
Well, there's a bit of a play here in spades.
Now he was playing for 3-3 all the way along. Only us mortals have a problem with those type of hands, Jordan.
Well, that may have been the original intent, but there was still a choice there. With the fall of one of the 10-9 on round 2 from East.
So now he can float the 10 of clubs, or play the 10 of clubs here. He's just going to exit a diamond and have West break one of the suits. I agree with Giorgio. Modella is an excellent declarer. One of the best.
I think there's something to be for about. Oh, okay. So the three clubs doesn't say anything about clubs. Good. I like that. As Sean notes, the club suit is frozen. That means whichever side plays it kicks a trick in it. So we stick out the spade. And Bulky will have one club pitch, but that's not enough. There will still be two clubs to lose. And a push board. So no blood either way so far. Japan holding their own with the leaders. It seems very likely here that East will win the ace to play the king and get rid of a heart on a diamond.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you, Andy.
We'll try it again then.
You mean it actually worked when I put that little pin in my Andy Vinnick voodoo doll's mouth? It muted you temporarily?
Not temporarily. I think it was totally. So you did a good job, Jordan. So East is still thinking about the Eight of Hearts. I'm not quite sure for what he's contemplating. It seems like playing the Ace of Hearts and 2 rounds of spades and the King of Diamonds to be pretty straightforward. Then he just has to resolve the club situation. But he may be thinking of possibly playing the King of Clubs and roughing a club and dummy.
We're dealing with over tricks here, so there's not going to be a lot of blood. This thing is not going down.
Well, at least the first imp will be going to Italy. To be fair, though, to the East declarer in the closed room, South chose to lead the Jack of Hearts, and that basically took care of all of declarer's problems.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I would have probably chosen either a spade or a diamond myself, but lots of choices with the south hand on lead.
Well, the auction in the closed room was a little more vanilla, I guess you want to call it. It was 1 spade, 2 diamonds, 3 spades, and then 4 spades. So really the option was between a club and a heart for South on that one. Would have worked well.
Did you see it, Andy, before it flew away? An imp went by?
Yeah, I think we had to adjust the score somehow. So, and the imp was courtesy of the Jack of Hearts lead in the closed room.
Okay, excitement here.
It looks like East-West will have all the excitement.
Actually, the bidding, once the diamond fit is located, there's not much to it. North taking up a ton of room there. That's going to...
He's got the free pass with a vulnerability.
Mm-hmm.
Wes, who is transferring the diamonds, can now bid, I assume, 4 diamonds to show the diamond suit here, show diamonds and hearts. And East can just about take over. He has a tremendous hand for West. So the only thing now is to find out if there is a club control. And Mario Martinelli makes a good point in the write-up that Roberto, this 3-spade bid, moved everything up a level higher. It turned out here did not matter, so he did gain to 6. He has a tremendous hand. I would think I would be more nervous about missing 7 with the West hand than missing slam.
But in the absence of a 4-spade bid, with limited choices, West, I think, did best just to raise to 6. And North has done well to get the club trick in. It actually does go away without a club lead.
Yeah, I thought for a second there we might have the imp going right back, but it looks like they'll maintain the imp as 6 diamonds also made in the closed room. We could have had a big swing if they bid 6 hearts. That might have been 3 imps. Yeah. So West can't claim until North follows. Actually, West can claim at this point right now. 1 run to Trump, and as soon as they break 3-1, he's all set. Now, the reason he's playing it out is there is a possibility that the hearts may break 5-1. So he may have to test the hearts first also. No, he's just going to pull Trump and play hearts. Okay. He actually can set up the clubs for pitch and take a spade finesse to get rid of all his 7-6 of hearts if he wants to, but I think he'll claim at this point. So West has a strong no trump, and probably will get to speak first unless they can open two hearts with a south hand. And he may just play it there, although Modella might introduce the heart suit if it gets passed around to him. Is a factor, but the 5-4-3-1 distribution is tempting, and you know partner has some cards. So he may play it there. I don't think East will venture out 3 clubs. He might, but it seems like he may just pass, even though he has a 6 count. Vulnerability makes things very dangerous. So now we'll see if East will trot out 3 clubs here. So this will be, if he makes this will be a second, the second swing for Italy on this match.
And from all intents and
He has a heart, a club, and 3 diamond losers. Yeah, so it looks like he should make. I think he'll be able to pick up the Queen of Spades on this.
Right. The extra diamond rough, if it came, would be with the natural 3rd heart anyway. So this will make for a pickup for Italy.
So this looks like it'll be a 7-imp gain here for Italy.
I do like the idea of competing with the south hand. I don't like having to bid 2 hearts with this hand to show hearts in the minor. I'd much rather be playing something that would let me be able to play in 2 diamonds on this hand if need be, and not 3. The texture is just hideous for that.
You mean playing something like don't in the pass-out position or something similar to that?
Well, don't is good enough for me in any position.
And here, actually, if you did bid 3 diamonds, 2 diamonds, you'd still get the 2 hearts because the north hand can actually bid 2 hearts since he knows partner would have one of the majors, and he has good support for either major. So he's already figured, the spade situation has already cleared up, so now he just needs to pull probably a couple rounds of trumps here. So Mandela making sure that he only loses 3 diamond tricks here. This is round 17 of 21. Remember, the top 8 teams go into a final round robin to determine the actually knockout to determine eventually the champion of this event.
It's the case, is it not, that the first place team gets its choice from among the 5 through 8 teams, and then the second place team has the choice of the remaining 3, the third place team the choice of the remaining 2, and then the fourth place team gets whoever's left?
So here the 9 of spades for the 8th trigger to promoting a trump or simply by winning.
I guess the point is you want to make the top 8 or you go home, and then within that you want to be in the top 3 really to have a choice of who you're playing in the next round.
Yeah, there have been upsets in the past where you've chosen the wrong team to play, but it's usually to your benefit to have a choice in the first round. So that's a sizable swing in this close of a match. 7 imps as Italy takes an 8-0 lead against Japan.
This is interesting, I suppose, giving the King of Diamonds full value on play in no trump, but it seems to me that you have a comfortable rebid over anything partner bids over a club, so this is certainly an esoteric choice by Faruda.
This is the discussion we had yesterday, the choices of vulnerable versus not vulnerable games, and whether you should bid close non-vulnerable games or not. And here it looks like it'll work to the favor of East-West, because in the other room we see that they did bid 4 hearts and went down 1. If they make 3, this will be 5 imps back to Japan.
Notice also
So
that
I agree
Wes
with
just
I agree with Giorgio. I'm sorry, Jordan.
No, go ahead. Keep going.
No, I was going to say I agree with Giorgio regarding that it was like Japan. In a sense, it is lucky for Japan because they stopped below what is a 50% game. But at the same time, we talked about the fact that not being vulnerable, you don't tend to push for a game as much as if you were vulnerable.
And notice that Wes just invites. I mean, you see players blast with these hands all the time, especially vulnerable. But the fact is, partner wants to be in game as much as I do. And as long as you have the understanding that you invite conservatively, in other words, you have your invitations, you really have them, and you accept liberally, the only time partner is going to decline is when you may already be too high where you are. So there's just no blast on invitational hands. Just have your invitations and accept liberally. That way you're either playing 1 or 3, or you're playing 2 of the major or 4 of the major. You're not in that netherland where it's all extra risk and no extra reward.
Now in the close room, South and North got heavily involved in the auction. East opened a club, not a no trap. South called a diamond, and East was able to bid 3 diamonds over the West 2 diamond bid. So the room to investigate was far less, and they had to make a choice basically at the 3 spade level whether they were supposed to go to game or not.
Well, opposite a past partner, I would much sooner bid 2 diamonds than 1 over 1 club by East. I mean, we have no thought of game. So why are we not making one of the great bids in bridge, 2 diamonds over a club, just like 2 clubs over a diamond, which gives even expert opponents problems and difficult, unpleasant, imperfect choices between imperfect doubles, passes, free bids. What a missed opportunity. If you can bid it, natural.
I know they played your stem, so I don't know what 2 diamonds would be for them on that particular auction.
The 2 no trump denies 4 spades. Otherwise, West would bid, excuse me, would bid 2 spades. But here again, an 8, a 4 triple 3 8 count. I don't know about that.
Well, he must prefer this 8 count to the 9 count he had before. So I guess he's pretty consistent in his invites. Well, the last one he had 4 hearts and he had a 9 count, including the 2 jacks. So he had a little more going for him. I agree.
Yeah.
What's interesting to me is if you accept with a minimum hand like East has, wonder when you decline when you open a no trump on a 13 count.
Well, wait a minute. East has every 10 in the book, and great combining cards for partners. Anything in partner's hand is just going to combine magically with this hand. So, I mean, again, we have to decline invitations only with a true dead minimum. because that's the corollary to requiring partner to truly have their invitations. We
Well, I
can't
agree the 10 of hearts and the 10 of clubs are great cards. I'm not sure that he knew the value of the 10 of diamonds until he saw King 9 8 fourth in dummy.
Yeah, agreed. But we can't be declining vulnerable games when there's anything about our hand that's, not minimum.
Oh, I'm agreeing. I mean, I would have accepted with the East hand. I'm just wondering what made him accept, whether it was the 10s like you stated or just the vulnerability. It's one or the other, I think.
It can't be the vulnerability because partner knows the vulnerability too. So they're not asking you to look at the vulnerability. They're asking you to look at your hand. They've made the invitation knowing the vulnerability. Now you look at your hand. So to me, it's clearly the texture of the suits and the intermediate.
See, does Declare have a lot of work on this hand or not? He's got 2 diamond tricks, it looks like, and 4 spades, at least 2 clubs. And all he has to do is develop 1 heart.
Good morning, Andy and Jordan, or day. For me, it's morning.
Hey, Peter, how you doing? You're going to have to turn your volume up a little bit. You're very, very soft. So we had Peter Lund for a second here. I hope he can make it back. It was too hard for me to hear him. Could you hear him okay, Jordan?
No, not at all.
So this will turn out to be another push board here.
Is it me, or has the pace of this match slowed considerably?
No, I don't think it's you. I think it has slowed down a little bit. Well, they've had a couple tough boards. I think board 6 was a little bit tough, the Diamond Slam, and 7 was also difficult, whether South should, I think South took some time deciding whether to balance with that hand. And this hand now is, Madala is taking all the time to decide what to do. A point was made, I think, by one of the commentators that it is possible that North does have the 10-5 of diamonds.
I'm being told they're playing the next board on Livestream, so there may be a technical error, and it's possible that we'll go down here in a bit.
Okay, that could well be then.
If so, we'll be back with you as soon as practicable.
So another push board, and we get to start board 10 here. What do you think of the 3-club bid by South there, Jordan?
Looks good to me. I mean, I'm a passed hand. The one with shortness goes. What's wrong with it?
No, it does carry a risk factor in it. I mean, it's not that safe of a bid. You don't have the greatest club suit in the world, and you are vulnerable. I mean, that could easily go for 1100 ops at game or even air.
I mean, you have good distribution. This isn't the hand I would be too worried on. Looks like a good bid to me.
Okay, so both rooms got to 4 spades. We'll see what happens here. So both rooms got to 4 spades. It looks like you have 3 diamonds and a spade loser here.
Well,
And
the only
declare hope that
be on the
hearts
low
are
heart
3-3.
the only point of interest will be on a low heart now to the jack.
Oh, now it's pretty clear. He'll play the ace and he'll play the king of diamonds. Now the question is whether he plays the king of diamonds or a low diamond. Should play a low diamond here. Yeah, this would go a little awkward. I can't imagine voting diamonds here. Does not make any sense. Too good of a He'll play a low diamond. I like that. I like the operator doing that. That keeps us awake. But, so Richard, our operator, who's done an excellent job. One of the few missteps, but it brought some excitement anyway.
Okay, better now?
Much better, Peter. There you are.
Oh my God, we can hear you.
A pity for someone, but I hope someone also will enjoy.
Peter, I always enjoy it. We can now that you're here, we can have some real hygge feelings as we watch the end of this set of bridge.
Yes, I was a little bit late today, but I arrived 1 o'clock in the night local time, back from holiday. Your pronunciation of hygge is the Danish way to pronounce it.
Very good. Would you rather double with the west hand? Sort of a light takeout? Yeah, I would.
Are you answering your own question? Not a lot, Jordan.
So it's interesting. We were talking about the battle for 8.
Go ahead.
The 8th and 9th teams, yeah, the 8th and 9th teams, yeah, Germany and England are both playing some of the very top teams here. England is playing Monaco and Germany is playing Netherlands. So the team that's in 10th, which is China, has a chance to make some headway here. They're playing the team from Guadeloupe, which, you know, certainly is a good team, but certainly is not in the same league with the teams that the 8 and 9 teams are playing. So That's a race to start
Well,
watching.
right now China has a 40.
17.
Yeah. The full zip lead and has moved up to the eighth spot on there. So they have a pretty easy time against Guadeloupe right now.
Yeah.
In this match, Italy has fallen actually into second place now behind USA 1, who, after having a little bit of problems with Bahrain to begin with, has pulled away to about a 30-some-odd lead against them.
That is just tremendous from USA 1 after the start that they had.
Yeah, they're a good team. I mean, and you expect early morning jitter, early round jitters and travel. You know, the plane, time lag and everything else to be a factor. But once they got going, they've been playing very well. But there's several teams that are playing very well right now. So Jordan, you said you would double with the West hand. Is your double in that position unequivocally takeout, or is it just card showing?
Well, it's just light takeout. I mean, my doubles are light takeouts, or whatever they are. They're takeout oriented.
Yeah, because to tell you the truth, if I had the West hand, I would have bid two spades also, rather than double. I seem to get into more trouble by doubling and my partner misunderstanding it, and so two spades I think is just simply the bid. I make the bid just simply out of self-defense. I don't want to be playing two hearts double.
Well, sometimes that'll be right when partner has overcalled one no trump over a heart, but I mean, I just don't understand how a more flexible bid could be, a more flexible call could be worse there, and there should be no risk of a misunderstanding by any partnership that has played more than once. I don't understand that.
Okay, I'm glad we're in total agreement on that one. Okay. Anyway, board 11 we noticed was a push. In the other close room, they were in 2-no trump by East down 1, and here they were in two spades down 1.
And if West double, don't you think the contract would be the same?
Well, I don't care so much about what the contract would be on a particular hand.
Oh yes, I understand you, Jordan. But what would you bid on the East hand if partner double? I think I would bid two spades.
I think you're kind of stuck for a bit. Well, as long as the double says I can have spades, you're fine. Quite often, if you're expected to bid two spades with 4 of them, then the double would actually deny 4 spades. You might have something like a 3-2-4-4 pattern. So really, it's really a matter of what agreements you have with your partner as to what the double means and how you react to it. And here we had a pretty quick auction straight to
It's light takeout. It's
four
short
spades
yeah.
with puppet stamen.
Yeah. It's light takeout. It's shortness. I mean, if I have a few points and a couple hearts, when partner says they're fine with letting it go, I'm probably fine with letting it go.
it's the bottom of touching honors for those unfamiliar with that type of a lead.
I can tell you in Denmark.
Go ahead, Peter.
In Denmark, we have a little twist on this ocean of leads. For many years, a few pairs, but still some pairs have played that you lead the low from 2 touching honors, but the highest one from 3 touching honors.
You know, that would seem to help with a distinction as to what your holding is. Whether that helps your declarer or your partner is to be seen, probably.
I'm asked about it isn't confusing, but of course sometimes you are in doubt, but in the long run it gives a little bit better information for your partner.
Yeah, I would think, Peter, that you're right. I think it's better for the defense to know that because you have so few ways of showing, the value of your hand to your partner. But it is a type of play that also gives information to declarer, who may be able to use it to count up the number of points, and may possibly set up end plays. So it has its disadvantages, like any opening lead, as well as advantages.
I absolutely agree. And one lead I really don't like, it's the 10, which promise either none or 2 higher. That gives a lot of information for the declarer. Yeah,
that seems to be a method that seems to come in and out of popularity. I've seen it rage for a while, then it stopped, and now it seems to be picking up again.
And for listeners, and for the spectators, we are talking a little bit about things not about this hand, because the hand here almost play itself.
Oh, anyone who's watched or listened to ViewGraph knows that the actual hands in play are just a part of the conversation. And I think that's good. I mean, part of the idea is to extrapolate, discussions of systems, conventions, defensive techniques, declarer plays, all sorts of things that are, suggested by the hand, but that have wide-ranging application. So I don't think there's one thing wrong with that.
So Antonio makes a good observation. This has been a very well played match, very close.
And as you see here, the Italians almost never open 1-no trump with a 5-card major.
So two clubs looks like a zilli. It's a two-diamond relay here. Now that's a convention, Peter, that's become very popular within the last 8 to 10 years, I would say.
As you can see, with both red suits,
Well, the problem, obviously, with 3-note trump is you have 8 tricks to begin with, and where do you get your 9th?
in spades.
But Peter, you were saying, I think, that because both red suits behave, they can only set up 3 tricks in that suit, so you just knock out the ace of spades for your 9th trick.
A little bit lucky, but you have to be lucky in bridge.
I think a good chunk of auctions, at least here in ACBL land, would end 3 clubs with these cards. So they've done well to get to 3-note trump.
This is critical trick 1. I don't expect Medalla to make a mistake, but he has to play the ace of diamonds at trick 1.
And if East-West lead fourth best, he's not that he is in danger. If they lead attitude, a little bit more, but he has to take it.
They do lead attitude, Peter, against no trump, so there is slight danger that it is there's more than 4 for more than 4. But I think you still have to play the ace because it's a hard shift. As it turns out, with the spades behind, you actually can afford a hard shift, but you don't know that at this point. So probably should take the ace of diamonds and immediately run the clubs.
Now, having said that, that's looking at all 4 hands. It's not going to be clear to East on that a heart is the right play.
Well, it may not be clear to East, but South knows that he's a problem. He may have a problem in the heart suit, and that if he gives up a diamond trick and they shift to a heart, and they can cash 3 hearts, he's down in the contract. Now with Ace Jack 3rd of hearts in dummy that's a small amount of protection against the heart lead. And the way the suit is set up with the spades, the heart lead will not hurt declare, but he doesn't know that at this point. So he does duck as suggested, Jordan.
Yes, and I'm very much agree with Jordan that it's impossible for East to find the Hartwitz. And even if it does, they can't defeat the contact.
Well, you're right. In this situation, it is impossible, but if Queen 10-9, fourth of hearts, and give West the King third with the ace of spades, and you just went down a cold contract, correct?
Absolutely.
And in that case, isn't a heart lead pretty easy to find? Especially on this auction, we're limited, the...
Well, wait, do you really know about the south hand? It looks like they sort of made two kind of nondescriptive bids and are suddenly playing.
That the only information for East-West is that South have to 10 high card points and want to play 3-0.
Anyway, in this one, it's, well, the 3-0 will make... there was, while we were sleeping on board 12, there was one imp going to Japan, so the score now is 8-6 in favor of Italy.
It was probably an end play against North, who were forced to lead from the King of Diamond.
Well, no, we saw it in here. 4 clubs, 5 spades. It was in the closed room that Italy took 1 trick fewer.
Oh, my mistake. I thought that 12. Yeah.
They didn't bother with that.
What's happening here is 1 spade, 1 absolute normal. Now the 2 club bit. Force 2 diamonds and 2 spades now. So I have 5 spades and invitational values.
This is not the lead that is going to strain Declarer.
So I just put on the table the standings right at this point of the first 8 teams.
Yes, I see that, Andy. But what's of real interest is not the first 8. It's the standing between number 7 and number 10.
Well, it's going to fluctuate, obviously, quite a bit. I think somebody already pointed out to me that Japan's movement, it keeps fluctuating. But that was as of, I think that was as of 2 boards ago, maybe 1 board ago.
England is about 2 behind China, and Germany is about 3 behind England in 9th and 10th.
Well, they did to England.
That was not the right play by the Clare. Now we have a spade loser and are close to lose control. Oh, Chen played better than the operator.
Okay, so 13 is in as a push. So that's well done by Japan in the closed room.
A very normal way to play the diamonds, when North probably have shown a singleton spade. He will have length in the other suits, so absolutely a normal way to play.
In the next match, match 18, Italy will take on the defending champion Netherlands, and USA 1 will take on India.
The Netherlands has recovered nicely from the beating that they took on the hands of Japan. They're easily handling Germany right now. I think it's about a 38 differential or so.
Let's see, now I think he needs to take a king and ace
So
of
if it's true
clubs.
that in the other hand, so the one actually Panja test says that he needed to not play hard, but play spades immediately, play trump.
Well, again, this can only be good for Japan. That's a 20-point game they just scored up.
Now we come to the penultimate board here. So despite the 10-card heart fit, 2 hearts is about the maximum you can make on this hand. East West, however, can make 4 spades, so they'll probably get there pretty easily. The question is whether or not the vulnerability will prevent out from making any sacrifices at the 5 level.
Well, this would be a a good save against 4 spades. No trump doubled. Were the auction to end here, would go down 1.
And East with the hard control to get to spades here. I think we needed one commentary from Japan to even out the feelings there.
Look at this.
I think I just heard a cat use Jordan.
I think it's damage.
Yeah, West may have thought that, hey, they were really showing something with a free bid, but having now heard 3 diamonds, that seems like it's putting an awful lot of pressure on partner. By the way,
we'll
it's on
see
a which does not have to be right. I mean, all these heart cards could be in the north hand, and south have the king of clubs.
As suggested by some of the listeners, West, instead of doubling, could be with 3 hearts. Partner, I have a 4-card space raise for you, and about 9, 10, 11 high card point.
Well, I don't have a problem. Obviously, West devalued the hand because of the Queen X of Hearts, and I don't have a problem with that. But having now heard the takeout to the 3 diamond bid, I think it's putting a bit of pressure on partner. And again, having said all that, fourth, you would expect to have the heart honors, in which case South could very easily have the king of clubs. So it's just a bit unlucky and some perhaps fortunate timidity in the auction.
Yeah, we don't know yet if losing because of it. See what happens. I'm a firm believer in bidding 3 hearts with the West hand. I like to go with immediately and let partner make a decision immediately as to where the contract belongs.
Well, what about 3 spades over 2 no? I mean, not the double is the only choice.
No, 3 hearts. 3 hearts shows a better. I think 3 spades is competitive. You could do it on 4, 5, 6 count and 5 spades, for example. So you have a pretty decent hand that you can bid on. The Queen X of Hearts is not a great card, but the rest of your hand is very good.
Well, at 3 spades being a real spade bid. This
so that's 3
double
hearts.
Followed by 3 spades over 3. Yeah, I understand, but West chose to devalue the heart, so I don't have a problem with that. In fact, I agree with it. So now I'm talking about the difference between 2 no, the double of 2 no trump and 3 spades. And 3 spades has the virtue of being a real spade, and this 2 no trump double followed by taking 3 diamonds back to 3. To me, and I think this may well be part of what was going on, doesn't sound like quite as much of a real sequence.
Well, we'd also have to see what their agreements are. Remember, 2 no trump was a spade heart in this sequence, so maybe they agree showing a limit race here. So we don't know what the original intent of the double was. I don't think penalty is trump. So here, this auction is starting off quickly. West opened a diamond, North has a spade, and he's 2 clubs. That shows hearts, and South has bid 2 spades. So first one, nice and busy.
Well, now East has the world's most obvious double.
Yes, he's far too strong to only diamonds.
And as we surmised, they did not get the game in the closed room. It went to Japan, who takes a 12-8 lead at this point.
Pending board 15, right.
Yes, I expect the 6-inch will come back in board 15.
Good chance of that. Well, there is no board 17. This is the last board of the round, so let's say some thank yous. Andy and Peter, thanks. It's great as always to work with you. Thanks to all those providing the written commentary, to the WBF and BBO for permitting and facilitating the broadcast of these events, to Diana Serbin for coordinating the view graph, to our excellent operator. A couple little hiccups, but they added some excitement. And thanks to all the spectators and our listeners, including those who send us comments. We really appreciate them. We do want to hear from you. So thanks, everyone.
Actually, Jordan wants to hear from you. If you guys leave me alone, I'm fine with that. Anyway, thank you, Jordan. Always a pleasure doing it with you. Peter, the same. It's good to see you back in here. And the written commentary, we want to thank Mario and Giorgio for a wonderful job on the written commentary, as well as Antonio. And all the spectators, just thank you. So another session will be starting. Still a lot more books to go.
And I've been told that the Italians are in 4 spades on 15, so it was 6 imps. So yeah.
So here they got to 5. Let's see if there's any chance for the defense to do anything. They have their two aces to cash, and that's about it looks like.
A little bit handling, because there are only 2 losers. The club loser can go on the King of Hearts, but still some handling problems.
Yeah, I mean the most obvious lead, it looks like from the north hand, is a diamond at this point, and I'm not sure, is that going to create enough of a handling problem on here?
This lead gives the Clare a losing option. Now he can play on the spade finesse to get rid of both his flops.
Well, that's just a matter of the north-south agreement on the lead from ace-king. So I don't think that's going to happen.
Ace is an attitude and king is count on that, Jordan. I'm wondering if they flip them for the 5 level.
I know that North-South plays Rushinov, but I don't think the Rushinov says anything directly about this king.
Well, the ace is an attitude lead, so at this point, I think Medell does well to deny having the king of spades here.
Some may wonder that why he stuck the diamond. But look at his tensor diamond. That could be a very important card if partner Singleton is the jack of diamond.
So it's interesting that North has chosen not to lead diamonds in this situation, where it looks like the hand really is a cross-rub hand. He may feel the 10 of diamonds is a big enough threat to the heart suit. Now, if they lead another diamond, can he play the ace of diamonds and a diamond and clear the suit?
It's easy for us now to make 5 diamonds, but the Clare for sure is not home yet.
So one spec tells me that Laria might have played four spades wrong. I don't see it in or I'm not looking at it, so I don't know what's going on with that board. So here now why don't you just simply lead another diamond at this point?
And now West has to decide.
More difficult. Which way to go? And we see 6 more imps to Japan as they went down in Italy went down in 4 spades on board 15. So Prakash is under the impression that you can create a club spade squeeze on South. Can't do it now. Okay. And Prakash may have well been right. I did not analyze the play, so I don't know if he did have a legitimate squeeze against South. Okay, everybody, thank you. A very exciting match, a very exciting finish. So we'll see how Italy does on the last board. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Stay with Bridge Base Online. Tons of bridge still to come over the next little bit as we finish out these World Championships. You give us, I guess, 2.5 hours, and we'll give you the world.